So welcome to Celebrity Rap Sheet, and today we're talking with Carmela Walrond, our fabulous tax attorney here at Spar and Bernstein, and we are talking about Mel B, Scary Spice.
Yes.
All right, and she's in a scary situation right now. Her full name is Melanie Janine Brown. Her ex-husband is Stephan Belafonte. There they are. I guess they put my head on Scary Spice.
Yes, they did.
That could be scary. Let me move over a little bit. There she is
There
now.
she is.
And so now they just finished with a divorce, Carmela.
Okay.
And it's reported now that they have a massive 2016 income tax lien for back taxes of $250,000. What does it mean now? Obviously, back taxes is obvious of what that is. Back taxes is back taxes. You owe it.
Yes.
But what does it mean now when the government says we're putting a lien, L-I-E-N, not lien, I'm leaning on you, but a lien,
Yes.
L-I-E-N, we're putting a lien on you for the back taxes of $250,000. What does that mean to our celebrities in our
Sure.
celebrity rap sheet today?
Sure. A lien is a government legal claim stating that this person neglected to pay past due taxes.
So it's their claim. What does that
Yes.
mean? Does that put them in any legal jeopardy that there's a lien on them?
Yes, because what the IRS can do next is issue a notice of intent to seize property or bank accounts.
So once the lien happens,
Yes.
they can start grabbing money, like almost like a claw.
Not yet. They have 30 days. The taxpayer has 30 days once the IRS intends to file any type of a garnishment of bank accounts or property to contest the lien, or even set up maybe a payment plan, or to, like I said, file an offer and compromise application.
So all right. So you have three choices.
Yes.
Okay. So they apparently have a lien that the government has put on them.
Yes.
We don't know when that was. We don't have the exact day.
Yes.
But let's assume we're in that 30 days. They owe $250,000.
Right.
They got three choices. They can pay back the $250,000,
Correct.
which is a scary proposition for Scary Spice
Yes.
to owe $250,000. They can do an offer and compromise,
Correct.
which I'd like you to discuss what that is.
Sure.
Or what is their third option?
Installment agreement.
Installment agreement.
Yes.
So pay it in installments with interest, or offer and compromise.
Or it's another option that someone may say if they don't own the taxes, they could file an appeal to contest the lien.
But something has to happen
Within that 30 days.
Within that 30 days.
Yes.
Now let's say they do an offer and compromise. What kind of breathing room does that give them?
It would immediately stop the IRS from making any type of garnishment or any seizing of property.
But that would be in a situation where they literally don't have any assets and can't afford to sell anything to pay back the taxes. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. The person just have to file an offer and compromise application.
And that would just give them the breathing room they need.
Correct.
Even if they may have ultimately lose that case.
Yes.
Okay, but generally in an offer and compromise, you're filing something saying, I can't afford it.
Right. You cannot afford the taxes that is owed.
Mm-hmm. So now let me ask you this question. They were married, and now Scary Spice, she's divorced from Stephan Belafonte.
Yes.
That was I believe her second husband.
Okay.
Is that correct? Or you don't know? Yes, it is her second husband, I am
Okay.
told. Now, they have this huge tax debt.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say Scary Spice comes to you and says, hey, we racked this up while we were married. It's really my husband's debt because he went crazy and just started buying stuff, and I kept telling him, slow down, and he didn't do it. What is the recourse? Because this debt happened when they were married, but I don't know if this is true or not, but let's say Scary Spice says, it's all Belafonte, it's not me.
Okay, sure. You will file something called an innocent spouse relief application, stating that the other spouse is legally entitled, is legally liable for the tax debt.
Now let's take it on the opposite side. Let's say Belafonte comes to you, Carmela, and says, listen, Scary Spice, I'm just Stephan Belafonte, who the hell am I?
Right.
Scary Spice is the breadwinner. and she's the one who makes all the money. She gets all the money from the old Spice Girls songs and paraphernalia and everything. She's the real breadwinner. Why do I got to pay back this $250,000? Go after her. What do you say about that?
Well, unfortunately, you both signed a tax return, so both of you are joint and severally liable for that tax debt. It doesn't matter if one spouse is the breadwinner.
Now, in the divorce proceedings, Belafonte signed an affidavit saying he's destitute. He doesn't have a penny. Does that matter?
He's destitute, did not have a penny at the time of the divorce?
At the time of the divorce when he owed this money.
Oh, well then, in his case, he could file what is called offer in compromise on his share of the tax debt.
How would you determine what's his share and what's her share if it's a joint? I'm getting very technical, but I hope Stephen and Scary is watching all this stuff.
That is up between. That's why would you hire an attorney, because you will hire me to determine what portion that you'll be legally liable for in that matter.
And would the length of marriage or the reason why they were getting divorced have any bearing on who's responsible for what debt?
No, it'll be based on income.
Now, they have a child together, actually. I'm reading here. Mel B has a child with her first husband, actor Jimmy Golzar, and she also has a kid with Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
I didn't know that. It's good to know. All right, so the fact that she's now, and she has a kid also with Stephan Belafonte. Okay. So she has 3 children with 3 different men. Does the fact that she, let's say now, Scary Spice comes to you with this pretty scary problem, does the fact that she's the mother of 3 with 3 different men help her at all try to negotiate down this debt that she owes?
Yes, because the IRS will take in consideration who's living in the household at the time. But also, any child support that she receives for those 3 children will also be taken into consideration.
Okay, so now let's take it on one other possibility. Let's say Stephen and Scary Spice, they're still pals, and they come to you together. What would you recommend to this couple, all right, if they come to you together jointly, to lower this tax burden of $250,000?
For the husband, I would consider filing an offer and compromise application to get a settlement of his tax debt, because he's stating that he's not working, he does not have any income at this time. Or I could even maybe file an innocent spouse relief application. Because if Mel B earned this kind of money while they were married, he may not be even legally liable for the taxes for that debt.
Now, you've helped divorced couples in the past. Why don't you discuss non-famous celebrity rap sheet couples that have come to you with huge tax problems, what you've done to help them?
Sure. I had a client of mine, he owed about... he was joint and severally liable for $80,000 when he was married to his first wife.
So he had a joint tax return with his first wife,
yes,
and they jointly owed $80,000.
Correct.
And then he got divorced from her.
Yes, and the reason why he was joint and severally liable for the $80,000 is that the wife at the time withdrew money from her 401k. And that way, that's what created the tax liability.
Because as soon as you withdraw before your age of retirement,
yes,
you're getting taxed plus a penalty.
Yes, tax on your distribution plus 10%
and it was on the wife's 401k, not even on his.
Correct.
But when you file that joint tax return, you become jointly responsible for the debts.
Yes, and my client was he's undocumented and was not working.
Okay. And on top of it,
yes,
undocumented and not working. Now, he owed $80,000 and divorced from this woman.
Yes.
Did he owe more after that, or this was it?
There was interest and penalties, obviously, accrued. It was like almost $100,000.
And where was the wife in all of this?
Well, they got a divorce, and then he married a second wife.
And then that wife also became liable for his debt. Is that correct?
Well, the problem is that when they file a joint tax return, any money refund will go towards the money that was owed
from the first wife.
Right.
Right. So here's the second wife paying the taxes of the first wife.
So what
happened? That's pretty unfair.
Yes, that's unfair.
Yeah.
So first thing I did was an innocent spouse application, so she'd get her share of the refund. And the next thing that I did is file an innocent spouse relief application.
So you did 2 different
yes,
innocent spouse reliefs. They had 2 different fact patterns associated with it.
Yes.
One was the second wife saying, hey, I got nothing to do with this first wife.
Yes.
I'm the innocent spouse.
Yes.
And then the second one was the husband,
yes,
who married and said it was all the first wife's 401k.
Correct. So she should be liable for the taxes on that income. So what recently happened is that petition was filed at U.S. tax court, and what came down is that my client was not liable for any of the taxes owed regarding the
And you actually went to court for that.
We got a settlement prior to going to court. Yes.
Right, but there was a legal action.
There was legal action,
There was
yes.
a legal action pending.
Yes.
And both the second wife and the husband, who was out of status,
Yes.
got the innocent spouse.
Yes, the husband got my client got the innocent spouse relief, and his second wife, also received her share of the refund.
That's wonderful. Congratulations. It's a
Thank
fantastic
you.
job. Hopefully Stephan is watching, because it sounds like that's right. All right, you can do one of these two. Yay, okay. She's very reserved, Carmela.
Yes, I am.
Well, hopefully Stephan Belafonte is watching, because he sounds like an innocent spouse.
Yes.
From what we read in the tabloids. Mel B, she's still making money, I assume.
A lot of money.
So she would have to probably do an offer in compromise, unless she has substantial assets that she has to sell to pay this tax debt.
Exactly.
And by the way, it's been reported that Mel B and all the Spice Girls are going to be at Meghan Markle's and Prince Harry's royal wedding.
Oh, that's fantastic news.
And now, if they sing a song or two,
Yes.
and I guess would they get paid for that? And then the IRS would be watching that.
Yes, they'd be paid in British pounds, of course, and
would the IRS be watching that?
yes, they have to declare it. Mel B, because she lives here in the States,
Right.
would have to declare that income that she received in England.
Be interesting if she performs and gets paid when she owes all this money. We'll see. A lot of times it's not that you don't want to, but it's in your economic interest to either perform or not to perform.
Correct.
So we'll see. Carmela Walrond, fantastic job. For
Thank
anybody
you.
who owes any taxes whatsoever, whether you are the innocent spouse, whether you are the spouse who owes the money and needs some help trying to reduce your tax debt, Carmela Walrond has had fantastic results reducing people's tax debts. It's an absolutely free consultation. All you need to do is call Carmela at 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Carmela, wonderful job. I do have to remind everybody that prior successful results don't guarantee a similar outcome. Hopefully Mel B and Stephan Belafonte are watching, and
Yes.
hopefully other people are watching that need help, and you can absolutely call Carmela. And that is it, Carmela, Celebrity Rap Sheet
Thank you
for
very much,
today.
Brad.
Thank you very much.